So welcome back to our Advent calendar. Today we are focusing on sleep. So this is something with long COVID that can be hugely disturbed, and when we're not getting a good night's sleep, we're missing out on a lot of that time when our body could be healing. So sleep is really important, but that's all well and good, but if we can't sleep, we can't sleep, right? So how can we improve the amount of sleep we get, but also how can we improve the quality of sleep that we get? So we can certainly do an awful lot with breathing. And obviously that is kind of my wheelhouse. So improving our breathing during the day is going to improve our breathing overnight. There's also a load you can do with mouth tape, and Vicky is going to cover that in one of our other videos, so I'm not going to go there today. So breathing during the day, certainly. We can also do a load of other things that are really, really helpful as well, though. So things like pre-sleep routines can be helpful. So some people find things like a yoga nidra before bed to be helpful, just to really down-regulate their body in order to get into that nice deep sleep. Some people find that helpful if they wake up in the middle of the night as well. Some people don't. But it's certainly worth giving it a try. And if not yoga nidra, then certainly some slow breathing exercises beforehand. So I quite like focusing on diaphragm breathing before sleep, but other people might like single nostril breathing, for example. So that can be really, really helpful. Making sure that we're sleeping in a cool, dark and airy room as well. So at this time of the year, we're certainly not going to be wanting to have our windows open, but we can make sure that our curtains are drawn properly, lights are off, and certainly that we don't have the heating on overnight. So we're as cool as we can be. Things like reducing blue light before bed as well can be really helpful. So avoiding screens as much as you can. We're not saying we have to avoid them completely because that's quite difficult to do, but reducing them as much as we can. Things like those blue light blocking glasses can be really helpful in the evenings as well, especially if you find yourself overstimulated by things like light. Everyone is to some extent, but if that is one of your particular symptoms, then you might find that really helpful. Things like lamps rather than highlights, so those lights that you get like in the ceiling in the evenings, switch to your nice kind of like lower level lamps. They make it feel more cozy anyway, but they are actually better as well in the evenings. And things like food, so if you can, eating earlier in the evening is better. So if we can be eating like 3-4 hours before bed if possible, but certainly a couple of hours ahead of bed, and again reducing alcohol as well can be really, really helpful. So we can't all be perfect. We're not all perfect. There is no perfect. What even is perfect anyway? But if we can try to implement even some of these things that might work for us, try them out, let us know what works for you. And if you've got any other ideas that you find really helpful for your sleep routine and that help for you as well, please throw them in the comments, because they're useful for us and they're useful for everyone else as well. So yeah, let us know how you get on.